Survivor contests have been brutal this year. In the Circus Survivor, the biggest Survivor contest in the world with all the professional handicappers and sports bettors from Las Vegas and around the world, only 27% of the original contestant pool of about 14,000 have survived. In week 1, the Beagles were the biggest home favorite. That, together with the Falcons' loss, knocked out about 39% of the contestants in Survivor, so only 61% survived week 1. And in week 2, the biggest home favorite again, the Ravens, lost, together with the Cowboys and the Lions and the Eagles, knocked out several contestants. And now after week 2, only 27% of the contestants have survived in what's considered the most elite Survivor contest in the world. What's going on? All these big home favorites have lost. What's up, everybody? This is Kerry. In this video, I'm going to give you my week 3 win probabilities. I'm going to use those to pick my lone surviving entry into Survivor, and I'm going to use that to also pick a moneyline parlay. So here's what we're going to do in this video. Let's start with the Survivor pool. This is how I started in week 1. I had 3 entries: the Bengals, the Seahawks, and the Bills. Of course, the Bengals, like I said, lost in week 1, so that entry is gone. In the second week, I picked the Eagles and the Texans. Now, I thought I was being cute by picking the Eagles with the Seahawks and making this an all-bird entry, but unfortunately, another bird, the Falcons, beat the Eagles at home, so that entry is gone. So that leaves me with the Bills and the Texans as my lone entry into Survivor. So I have 1 entry left, the Bills and the Texans. So who am I going to pick for week 3? Let's look at the win probabilities. Check this out. At the top, we have the 49ers at 78.1%. Now, they're at the Rams, so that's an away game. But as we all know, the 49ers fans travel, and they have a lot of fans in LA. So it's kind of a home game for the 49ers. The Rams are very injured as well. So the 49ers might be a good pick unless you have them later on in the year. Now, these are my win probabilities on the far right-hand side here, according to my model. These are slightly different than the moneyline implied probabilities that we have in this column, but they generally match up pretty well. The biggest one over here is actually the Bengals at home, 78.7%. I have them at 73.8%. And let me just say one more time, the Bengals start out slow. And when you're talking about Survivor, I know the Bengals are different, but when you're talking about Survivor, why would I pick a winless team, an 0-2 team, to be my Survivor pick in week 3? I'm just not going to do it. So now we have the Browns. I'm not sure about this one either, against the Giants. I'm not as confident with the Browns. And then the Raiders against the Panthers. I think the Raiders are a good bet here. You might want to pick the Raiders here, but the Panthers have Andy Dalton, so maybe things are going to be a little bit different. There's some uncertainty there. What does that leave us with? Well, I never veer out of the top 5 when it comes to my Survivor picks. I look at the Buccaneers here at home against the Broncos. The Broncos have a rookie quarterback. Bo Nix is a rookie quarterback. He's been struggling, which is expected. No, that's no knock against Bo Nix. Baker Mayfield has had a resurgence in his career. I think Baker is a really strong competitor in the NFL. So for this reason, I'm taking the experienced quarterback against the rookie quarterback. And even though the Bucs defense is banged up and have even more injuries, I don't think the rookie quarterback is going to get it done. They might be able to move the ball a little bit better than they did in the first 2 weeks, but I still think that Baker is going to come out on top and basically will the Bucs to win. I don't even think it's going to be a contest. I think the Bucs are actually going to have a pretty easy time with the Broncos. But even if it does get close, I trust in Baker to get the win. So one more time with the win probabilities, I'm picking the Buccaneers as my Survivor pick for week 3. So here it is. My lone entry is still around. I kind of like the fact I took the Bills, Texans, and Buccaneers in the first 3 weeks. These are really good teams, obviously, but because of all those big home favorites losing in the first 2 weeks, I feel lucky just to have this entry still around. Okay, finally, I'm going to talk about my moneyline parlay. And this particular one I've talked about in my previous videos, home teams favored by 5.5 points or more win at a rate of 76.9% since 2021. So I have the Jets at home winning in front of their home crowd against the Patriots, a divisional matchup. But I think the Jets will come out on top. I have the Seahawks at home against the Dolphins. We know the Dolphins now have Skylar Thompson at quarterback. I think Skylar Thompson can move the ball and is competitive, but I think it's too much to ask him to beat the Seahawks in Seattle. So I have the Seahawks and Jets minus 260, gives me parlay odds of minus 110. My trend odds, according to the trend I just showed you, are actually minus 145, so I think I'm getting good value here. So I'm putting the Jets to win and the Seahawks to win together in my moneyline parlay for week 3. I hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck in your week 3 Survivor picks. Let's go.